Leafeon. The Leafeon came back as a 10. It's the first one that got graded as a 10 through tag. So that's awesome. You guys gotta understand, like having that kind of information. I got the world's first Leafeon, from that bundle as a 10. All right, so welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a fantastic break, and I apologize for missing my weekly upload. I mean, just work just kind of gets a little bit busy, but regardless, let's go ahead and talk about my tag submission number 5. It finally came back. I gave the cards back to the owners who, because I do group submissions with friends and coworkers. They submitted 3 different cards. So the submission number 5 had sorry, submission number 4. Submission number 4 had 11 cards. 8 were mine, 3 of them were from coworkers. They submitted a Ethan's Typhlosion who that came back as a 10. So I mean, fantastic. Robert, thank you for doing this experience with me. He loved it. I think he's gonna continue doing so. My boy, who you guys already seen in the channel before, here and there, B. Ryan Kisser, he submitted 2 cards. They're both gonna be Japanese. One of them is gonna be the Rayquaza from V Star Climax, the Japanese one with the texture. Looks fantastic. It came back as a 10. And then he also submitted the Galarian Moltres from the same set and came back as a 10. Funny story, he saw that one time I opened packs with my wife, so he did the same thing. He opened those packs with his wife, and those are the 2 cards that his wife pulled, which is, I'm not surprised. Beginner's luck. That's how my wife is, and her luck is pretty insane. That's why I do like ripping packs with my wife, making it like a family thing. She doesn't know anything about Pokemon, but she enjoys it. Anyways, so for submission number 4, like I said, 4 cards were mine, and my 4 cards, and this is a little bit of a mouthful, but it's from the Costco Prismatic Evolutions, the 810 Prismatic Evolution. So they had 8 different promo cards. They were all going to be Cosmo holofoiled, and they're all the the Eeveelutions. So I mean, honestly, this is kind of like the most budget Eeveelution collection that you can get if you are a collector. But before I continue, hey, it's almost December. I'm pretty close to hitting 100 subscribers, and if I do, I'm giving away this 8.5 tag electrode. Pokemon entry number 10, number 100 for 100 subscribers. So please, if you like this kind of content, if you want tag to do well, like, subscribe, and drop a comment which card you think you would like the most from the 810 Cosmo holofoils. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So 8 cards, 2 of them came back as a 10, 5 of them came back as a 9, and 1 of them came back as an 8.5. And honestly, I'm not surprised, because you guys got to understand, like I told my friend who's getting into collecting, promos are some of the hardest cards to grade just because they have horrible packaging, especially if they have the Cosmo holofoiled. They tend to kind of scratch up or show damages way faster. So for collectors, the Cosmo holofoils, those are the true grails. It's not the chase cards, it's the Cosmo holofoils, whether they're promos or not. Eeveelution ones should be fairly popular, but like I said, 2 of them came back as a 10, 5 as a 9, and 1 as an 8.5. And I'm not like I said, I'm not surprised. But what I'm super happy about, it's going to be about the 2 that came back as a 10. One of them that came back as a 10 is going to be the Leafeon. The Leafeon came back as a 10. It's the first one that got graded as a 10 through tag. So that's awesome. You guys got to understand, like having that kind of information. I got the world's first Leafeon, from that bundle as a 10. I got it. It's mine, right? And the best part, it has a swirl. On top of that, the Flareon, second, that was a second 10 that they have ever graded. Same thing. It has a swirl, but it's a second. It's not the same thing as the first. As all the other ones, I believe the same person who submitted like the same submission as me beat me by like 1 day or 2 days, which I have my theories, but I'm not gonna get too much into it. I think they also hit two tens. So from tag, there's only like 4 tens for these promo cards out there. And I got two of them, and the other guy has two. So shout out for thinking alike. As for the other ones, the ones that I'm mostly upset about, it's gonna be Glaceon, because Glaceon also had a beautiful swirl, but it came back as a 9. Umbreon had a swirl, came back as a 9. And Vaporeon had a swirl, came back as a 9. And that's about it. Jolteon didn't have a swirl, but that's an 8.5. Sylveon and Espeon didn't have a swirl, and they came back as a 9. Anyways, I'm gonna list those cards up on eBay, so the links are gonna be below eventually. Sorry, or that some of them might be, so I might just add them. But just know, like, if you guys end up buying those cards, like, oh, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm trying to get monetized, right? But whenever it comes to these card kind of cards, like, yeah, if you buy those cards, I'm just gonna buy more of the prismatic cards, those same promos, and regrade them. Because at the end of the day, one of my biggest goals is kind of like get tag out there, like overtake the PSA market, because I do feel like PSA is doing way too shady things, and you guys already know how I feel about that, especially if you've been a long-term subscriber. So yeah, they're gonna be up on eBay, and just know any kind of funds from the eBay cards that I sell, everything goes straight to tag, just exclusively grading through tag. So, I mean, was it a big win, that submission? For my friends, they were. Because every single card they submitted, I cannot help them. They came back as a 10. As for me, no, because it's only two out of eight. But that's okay. I do like those two. If you want them up, if you want to buy them, maybe I'll put them up there. They just know they're going to be a little pricey because they are collector grails. They're going to be a little bit harder to get. Um, they're not hitting PSA slabs yet because everything is backed up. I've seen some CGCs go for it and they're pristines, but if you like CGC slabs, go for it. But if you like tag and you're trying to do the same thing, you want tag to succeed, please don't be afraid of like buying it from me. If you want to buy all the nines, let me know, send me a message, and we can work out a deal or something. But regardless, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the last and final thing. So, um, submission number 5 is out there, and it should be coming back next week. So you'll see a video about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about submission number 7. So, sorry, 6. Submission number 6. Have the cards gathered for submission number 6, and these are going to be some of the cards that I'm going to be grading through tag as well. We got the Lucario V from Crown Zenith, the promo card. One of my personal favorites. I know people don't like this style, but we got Flygon with the Terrestrial crown. It just looks clean. I really do like this art. So from Surgeon Sparks, if I'm not mistaken. One of the cards that my wife, that I pulled with my wife through is a Journey Together or Battle Partners, right? The Japanese version, and a Zoroark, and it looks fantastic. I love texture cards, so great pull. That one's going out there. My friend, um, he's entering his Mega Charizard promotional card from the Charizard UPC, as well as the Oricorio from the Charizard UPC. Honestly, very excited for this one. The Shinji Kondo arts, high hopes for this one. But regardless, it's a beautiful piece. It really, really is. Some of my other cards that I'm submitting is gonna be Ends Reshiram with the stamp for the box topper. So pretty excited about this one. We are submitting a Team Rockets Meowth, a fan favorite. Now, like I always tell them, like Meowth cards are kind of popping off Gen 1 cards, so having this one or having the one from Phantasmal Flames, either one are good long-term plays. But I think Team Rocket down the road will do better than Phantasmal Flames Meowth. We also have the regular Japanese Ents Reshiram, just because I do love Japanese cards, and might be one of those cards for my son's collection. A different full art, we got Hops Zeshian, right? Texture card. I mean, like, why not? Some people like collecting these overall. It's going to be someone's favorite Pokemon. This might be a slow mover, but that's okay. Like, we're just trying to get tag slabs out there, right? And two of my wife's favorite, Furret. Honestly, breathtaking card. Some of these cards really go underappreciated, and this one's amazing. Honestly, when you look at it close, and then Swine. So she really does those are like swine on. So those are gonna be the cards I'm submitting on submission number 6. What am I expecting? Like for me, I'm happy if all the Japanese come back as a 10. Honestly, it's expected. For my friend, his Mega Charizard or Oricorio have a good chance of coming back as a 10. Meowth, that's a soft 10, hard 9. We're playing with that centering mm, threshold for tag. The Ants Reshiram, the box topper. To me, that's a solid 10. I'm gonna be surprised if it comes back as a 9 because obviously I didn't see something. And these white cards or white texture cards, white background cards are hard to grade. I'm not gonna lie. They always get hit with something. Um, Zoroark should be a 10. If it doesn't come back as a 10, then it has to be a centering, but the centering looks solid. Same thing for Flygon, yes. And then Lucario, I think Lucario is a hard 9. There's something that I did find last minute. But we'll see if it comes back as a 10, then I'm right. Like tag will allow like one defect when it comes to like textured cards. So if you have like textured SARs, SIRs, you can have one defect and you'll get a 9. I mean, you'll get a 10, but it has no shot of getting a pristine 10. So that's it. That's going to be the submission for tag for submission number 6. Pretty excited about this. I was really happy with the submission 4 right behind me with the Prismatic Eeveelutions, the Cosmo Hollow. And honestly, I'm telling you right now, I think long term, that's a really good long term play just because Cosmo Hollow have a cult following. So they play pretty big dollars for hollow follows like that, especially if they have a swirls, especially if they're tens, right? They're English, so they don't really belong in my collection. If you guys, like I said, if you guys buy them, it's money that I'm reinvesting into the hobby, so I can keep grading more. And with your guys' support, like one of my biggest goal, and I think it would be great to see if you guys truly believe in tag, like, subscribe, watch the videos, help me get monetized. All that money would just be being dumped into tag slabs and just like me overtaking the PSA market. But I mean, we can do that together, right? So, but that's about it. I mean, hopefully you guys have a fantastic week. I gotta get back to work, or I gotta go into work. But outside from that, I'll post the next video with my friend as we're unboxing the next submission because I submitted 10, he submitted 10. So we'll be revealing the cards together, at his place. And hopefully you guys enjoy that video. Outside from that, please take care and bye.